Shalom, welcome back. This is Avraham Ben Shalom. We're going to be learning Biblical Hebrew. In this section, we're going to be discussing the issue of definite article. How does the definite article work and how does it function? Okay, well, first off, the definite article makes any noun that is naturally indefinite definite, which means what? Well, first off, we have to understand that all these nouns here, which is any noun in Biblical Hebrew, is defined as indefinite unless it's a proper noun. And the only two other ways that you can make a noun definite is by either A, making a pronoun attachment, making it possessive, or putting the definite article. So now we're going to take our indefinite nouns, ish, man, am, people, har, mountain, rosh, head, lev, har, na'ar, young man, and we're going to change these indefinite nouns to make them definite. But we're going to have to learn three rules about this issue. And the first rule is going to be, how do we identify the first step? Well, first we're going to put a dagesh in our first letter. So we're going to put our dagesh here in the first letter. Secondly, we're going to add the hey. And then we're going to put the patach underneath it. So now we have halev, which is the heart. Okay? We're going to do the same thing with this one. We're going to add the hey. We're going to put the patach underneath it. Now it's hana'ar, the young man. Something going on the same. We're going to put habayit, the house, and of course here we're going to put it right next to the yud, add the hey, put the patach underneath it. Now we have hayelid, the child. So if we take away the hey, we have an indefinite noun. We add the hey, it becomes definite. Well, what do we do for nouns, for example, that have a guttural and we have a kamatz underneath it? So this is what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to put the hey. We're going to get rid of putting a dagesh because gutturals don't take it, and we're going to add the segul. So now it's hey chametz, all right? The leaven, all right? The same thing we're going to do here. We're going to say atze, hey atze, the spine, all right? And of course, we'll do the same thing down here, and we'll do the same thing down here. So we have hey ha'atar and hey ha'dar, okay? And this is what we're going to utilize. So here, the rules over here is if it's a guttural and the vowel is a kamatz, we're going to make it a segul underneath it. So segul is going to be placed underneath the hey, all right? Here is, if it's my normal typical state of the noun, we're going to have the dagesh in the root, not root, but the first letter, and we're going to put a hey, and we're going to put a patach underneath it. Now over here, we have another rule, and that's going to be, when do we have a guttural, which can't take the dagesh, but it doesn't have the kamatz, which is what we see over here. So in this case, we're going to actually change the vowelization here, and this is going to be a kamatz instead. So now we're going to say ha'ish, and we're going to just understand the fact that instead of patach, we use the kamatz, okay? The same thing will go here. We'll say ha'am, okay? Now the only differentiation here is this vowel is just going to change in its look, but its sound is still the same. So ha'am, chamatz, so the people. And the same thing here. We're going to say hahar, the mountain. And then lastly, ha-rosh, the head. Okay? So our rule is we have three basic rules we have to follow. Number one is any typical noun that can take the dagesh, we're going to put the dagesh, the hey in front of it, and the patach is going to be the signifier that this is the definite article. The next thing we're going to have is, if we have a guttural, but it has the kamatz underneath it, and this is going to be our chet, an ayin, or a hey nouns, we're going to make the segul our vowel with the hey in front with no dagesh, of course. And then lastly, if we have a guttural, but we don't have the issue like we had over here where we have the kamatz, we just have a regular guttural with other vowels, the typical vowels, we're going to change the hey and we're going to make it into a kamatz instead. And we'll do the same thing with vowel change. So if this is batak, we'll change that to a kamatz after it. And so we're having here, this is our hey and kamatz rule, this is our hey and patak rule, and this is our hey and sagul rule. And I hope you enjoyed understanding how to use your vocalization, putting the vowels and understanding the definite article. And we'll see you next time as we make more videos, as we learn Biblical Hebrew from scratch.